Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing well today. Today I am going to be preparing prints for the shop update and I'm super excited. Also a little worried at the same time because this shop update is going to be print heavy. Again, I'm not really confident with my prints and I don't sell too many of my prints. So this is kind of like a test run, and also this means that I'll have prints for in-person events. So yeah, let's do that. So I have here a stack of prints I need to cut, and then once I cut them, I'm gonna put my sticker logos on the back so I can give them some branding. And then after that, if we have time, I am going to go through the sticky note remakes that I got from VGrace. And hopefully, and actually not hopefully, I already checked the remakes from VGrace and they're actually pretty good. They're a lot better than I thought. They're not like Post-it note brand, but they're still pretty good. But they're a lot better than what I originally got. So yeah, let's get started on preparing the prints. So, I'm gonna have 5 prints. 3 of them are going to be from Patreon. One of them is going to be the art print of the Star Witch and the Moon Cat. And then the other print is a print I haven't shared with anyone unless you were in the last live stream. I showed it in the last live stream. So if you were there, you saw it. But then I, of course, am going to end up showing it here as well because I'm probably going to have to cut it. But I'm still trying to figure out if that's the print that I want to make holographic or not. I tried it already, and the only problem with the holographic is that, hello Kami, how are you? I tried the holographic on my prints or not the holographic, the sparkle laminate, and I think it looks great, but I was trying to figure out if I wanted the Moon Cat or the Star Witch print, or this print that I haven't shared with many people yet, or this one to be the sparkle laminate. And only one of them can be the holographic print because I don't have that many. My husband likes this one as a holographic print, but I'm not exactly sure. I think I like this one too because there's not as much going on with that print. So if you can see the sparkle laminate more, but with the Moon Witch and the Star Witch and the Moon Cat print, there's like a lot of stuff going on. It's more detailed as well. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to catch a live. Is it because of the time? Usually I do a live much later, around 6 p.m. Eastern. I decided to try an earlier stream. I used to, when I first started doing live streams last year, this was the time I was usually doing them at, but I guess I'm gonna try this time and see how it goes. I usually don't use this to cut my prints usually. I use the actual paper cutter. Well, I guess they're both paper cutters. But the one that, if you watch my studio vlogs, I usually use that one. But that one makes really annoying sounds when I push down on it, and it could be like high pitched. So I decided that I'm gonna use this paper cutter instead. Usually when I edit me cutting things with that other paper cutter, I have to bring down the volume, or else it's gonna sound really annoying. I don't have too many of these prints to cut. I have like in total 26, so I have 13 pages. I decided to do only 5 of each for now. They're 5 by 7, and then if there's more interest in the prints, I'll print more of them later on. The 2 newest prints that I have also come at 8.5 by 11. Yeah, the other one also comes at 8.5 by 11, but I'm not sure if I'm going to sell them in the Etsy shop because I don't have a way to ship full-size paper items because I usually don't sell stuff that huge in my shop. I would have to go buy some rigid mailers. Yeah, probably so. After my daughter gets home from school, that's it. Oh, okay. I understand. I think I could probably start doing like every other stream, one at this time and the other one at the other time, because I know there's some people who watch that are still at work. I think that would be a good thing to do. This one's a little hard to see where to cut because of the gray on it. So I'm trying to be super extra careful with it. Once you get to the sides, it's not too bad. It's mostly the top part of this print. I have to go back on one of them already with the other paper cutter to cut a little piece off the bottom of one of them. I like this style of paper cutter, but the only thing is you're constantly having to go buy these pieces right here, and they're not cheap. They're actually pretty expensive once you have to buy so many of them. I bought some more because I was wanting to be a little bit more serious with making stationery at home. But that is, making stationery at home without having the heavy duty tools, it's so much work. Yeah, that's me, YouTube in the corner while I work. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to work with other people instead of having to work by yourself all the time. It gets lonely after a while. When you work from home, like I have my husband who I could talk to about my small business and stuff, but then like it's fun to work with people who actually have small businesses as well. And I know some people do those live streams where they work together, or if they have a Patreon, they'll do a Zoom call where they're all just drawing and working together. So I guess this is kind of like that. Yes. It gets so lonely. So whenever I have a chance to like work with people, or like if people are going live, I was like, yes, because now I can work with someone. But yeah, every once in a while it's nice to have company and not be alone all the time. I guess for me, I don't notice it as much because I'm constantly always filming myself, vlogging, and trying to get things done, make sure I get all these shots and everything for a vlog. There's just like later on when I'm just chilling, doing nothing, I was like, it'll be fun to go out to a cafe sometime with other creatives and just have a fun like little doodle date or work date, you know. But I don't know enough small business people around here to do that. I love this print. This print makes me happy when I see it. It took me forever to start just appreciating how far I've come with my art. Because when you're in this field of small businesses, there's all these talented artists and small business owners that you start comparing yourself to, and then you're always worried about how far behind you are, or like how much your stuff is not good compared to someone else. And I was so worried about other people's progress for the longest time instead of my own. It's not until I stopped worrying about other people that I started to realize, wow, my art actually looks okay. It's not that bad. I'm doing better than I thought I was. So I'm glad I was eventually able to get out of that headspace. I've been more appreciative with how far I've come. It's just been a lot more fun to create since I stopped worrying about other people's progress over my own. Melissa, how are you? I saw that you were live streaming. Did you just finish? Where are you? So, where are you saying I just moved states and know nobody yet? I am actually from the States, but I live in Canada right now in Quebec because my husband is French Canadian. So I moved here. I've been here for 6 years. I can't believe it's been 6 years already. But yeah, I've been here for 6 years. And it's been okay, but there's a lot of stuff that I miss in the United States that they don't have here in Quebec. So many things. And I've also had to, I knew I would have to go learn French because my in-laws only speak French. So eventually I had to go take French courses for a year, and that was pretty rough. But now I know intermediate French, so that's not bad. I could talk to my in-laws now. The first few years I was here is really rough because it was my husband translating for me, between me and his family, because not everyone in his family speaks English. But now I can pretty much carry on a decent conversation. Like, I know more than basic French, but I'm not fluent enough to know like all the words and have an advanced conversation with people, because there's like all those conjugations of verbs and all that stuff. And it's a lot. Not only that, French phrases, and when you type or say stuff in French, it tends to be longer than in English. So like usually, sometimes something you could say in like maybe 3 standard lines in Microsoft Word, maybe like 5 or 6 in French. So yeah. Do you guys want to hear some, or like a funny French class story? I took French for like a year. They have a program here called Francisation. So if you immigrated here, you can take it for free and they pay you to take it. But it also depends if you have all the documents and everything to take it for free. And I was in French. It's 6 months in, not 6 months. It was 3 months in. And of course, even within that much time, like I still did not know how to speak it properly, and I could not, like when I listened, I didn't really understand what my professors were saying. And then one time, one of the students and the teacher, they were talking about something, and they were saying malheureusement. And malheureusement in French means unfortunately. But then I have never heard that word before until then. And they kept saying that word over and over again during their conversation. And I went home that evening. I went to ask my husband. I was like, who is Madame Rosemont? Because that's what I was thinking. Madame Rosemont is like a Mrs. Rosemont. So unfortunately, and Mrs. Rosemont, like two totally different things, right? And I was asking my husband, who the heck is Madame Rosemont? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, my classmate and my teacher kept saying Madame Rosemont. Like, who's Madame Rosemont? And like, my poor husband, like, if I don't know what exactly the word is, he can't tell me what I'm trying to say in French. You know how if someone who struggles with English, they're trying to say a word, like, you could probably make out what they're trying to say, right? But in French, the thing with French is that it's very important that you pronounce the words correctly, because even the smallest mispronunciation of a French word can turn the word into a completely different word. a couple of days ago, I was trying to say something. I don't remember exactly what the word was, but because I pronounced a certain part of the word wrong, my husband's like, you have to be careful how you say that word because you just called someone a liar. I was like, oh. Just because I mispronounced just a little section of that word. It's crazy. But yeah, the most difficult part is one of the most difficult parts in learning a language for me is just like, you know how like in Spanish and other languages they use their tongue a lot, like they position their tongues at certain parts of their mouth, like on top of their mouth, to create certain sounds. And that was like the hardest thing for me to try to figure out, because in English we don't do that. And just in general, in English, you don't have like masculine or feminine objects. In some languages, they have masculine and feminine objects. Like for example, a table is feminine, so it's la table. It is a feminine object. So every time you use table, la table, you have to conjugate the feminine form of it to everything feminine. And then you have to know which stuff is masculine, and it's just difficult. Like even I don't know all of that. So sometimes I just end up calling stuff, like if I don't know if it's masculine or feminine, I just end up defaulting to the masculine form, which is le, L-E, le. And then for feminine, it's la, L-A. But France's Station was a pretty fun time. It wasn't until I didn't start understand. How do I say it? I didn't really start understanding French, spoken French, until like 6 months in. So once I got to like the third session, this 4 sessions split into 3 months. When I started the third session, I was able to start understanding my new French teacher and didn't really need like a translation as much. So that was kind of nice. But it was a pretty fun time. It just wasn't easy though. Right here. That's the one. Yeah, French is no joke. I've never been really good at learning a language, so when I had to I knew before I even came here that I would have to learn French. But like the thought of it just scared me so much. But you know, they paid us a little bit to go. So I guess it wasn't that bad. But now I know enough French to like do my own orders at restaurants. Like if I needed to rent an apartment, I could do that. And other things like, but I don't know like every single thing. I guess the most important part is that I know some and that I can hold a conversation with my in-laws now. My nose is stuffy, so I might sound a little weird every once in a while. It really sucks to have a stuffy nose. Yep. I'll have to go back with the other paper cutter with some of this stuff. I'm leaving just a little bit of white space on some of these edges. Oh, also this one is one of the newer prints. One of the 2 newer prints. I was also thinking of possibly not making one of the prints holographic, because it is a thinner paper. And I see you next time. Maybe I'll try to do an even earlier live stream next time. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I mean, this isn't that bad, because what I was worried about was that they were folding over, but it's not that bad compared to the first attempt. And actually, honestly, this isn't as bad as it was. These were more like curved over, but now these are not that bad. And when I look at it, they look pretty good on the camera too. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a few of these without the laminate and then a couple with the laminate. And maybe for the Star Witch and the Moon Cat, I'll probably just leave it matte. This one's also one of my favorite prints, the Magic of Frogo. It was a Patreon print, and the original prints had the sparkle laminate on it, and the sparkle laminate looked amazing on this print. It was really, really beautiful. The sparkle laminate just looks really great against blues and purples. So I think that's why it also looks good on the print with Famey on it. I didn't even cut. Oh no, that's the one that I set aside. I was like, I didn't even cut that one, but I just cut that one off from this one. pretty good. So now we're on the third print, which is the Magic of Frogo. After this, we're gonna work on the sticker remakes, and then I think after the stream, I'm going to be working on the Fairy Tale Frogo bookmark that was the digital download for Patreon on February. I'm going to bring that to the Etsy shop, but I need to design a back for it. So once I design that, I'm going to make them later on after the stream. And I'm probably just going to laminate it and not put sparkle laminate on it, because I have to be a little picky with what gets sparkle laminate or not, because I don't have that much, so be a little careful with that. I'm also still trying to figure out what I want to make with VGrace. I have a coupon code still that's good till I think the end of May, and I kind of want to use it, but I don't know what I want to make, so I still have to figure that out, or the coupon code's gonna go to waste. I don't know if I want to make more acrylic keychains or not, because the last time I vended, there were a lot of people who were like, oh, I already have so many acrylic keychains that they didn't want to buy more acrylic keychains. So I was like, probably shouldn't make any more for now. But I guess it also just depends on what it is. I know that there were a lot of people there that were looking for like different animals, and a lot of people have frogs. Frogs are super popular, but then there are people who are looking for like turtles and birds and so on. Turtles, I've never tried to draw turtles before, and birds are so hard for me to draw. I've drawn a bird maybe 3 or 4 times. I've drawn a cardinal a few times, and I think I drew, I don't know if it was a blue jay or not. I'm not really good with birds. But the last time I drew one was a cardinal for my Christmas stickers. And then before that, I drew, I believe, the blue jay for the Astrona Forest sticker pack, which I was pretty proud of how that one turned out. But it was, again, very difficult. It was also the first time for that pack that I drew a fox. And the fox was just as bad as drawing the bird. Like, when I'm drawing, I try to think of the shape of the animal as basic shapes and put them together, right? But then it's still really difficult for me, because I start getting really picky. But the fox just took me forever. I kept having to ask my husband for advice on the fox, because he kept looking off to me. Eventually I figured it out, and then I turned the fox and the bear from that set of artwork into keychains, and I'm glad that they're doing well. I was a little worried because I think that was their first time that I made a bear fox keychain. Because I think the rest of them have usually had frog in it or a cat. I wasn't sure how my other animals would do. I would love to do more sea creatures. But again, I'm not confident with fishes. And it's kind of funny because my favorite animal is a whale. And I haven't even done anything related to a whale. One time, like forever ago, I drew, I think, a whale shark. And but that was like forever ago, before I had that was before I did digital art seriously, before I had a drawing tablet to do it. So I might try that again. Seahorses are one of my favorites. I've drawn a seahorse once and it was not easy. But I think it turned out pretty okay. It was in my first big illustration that I ever drew. And I did redraw it, but I didn't redraw the seahorse in it. The seahorse was so difficult. I think overall, like for my first time when I drew that print, for first time drawing at sea creatures, it wasn't too bad. And the redraw is actually one of the prints that's going to be in the Etsy shop in the next shop update. We're gonna eventually get to it while I'm cutting these. Pufferfish too. Pufferfish are so adorable. I should try doing a set of sea creature stuff. But I don't know if that's gonna be sometime this year, because what I'm planning to do after this shop update is start actually doing seasonal stuff. So like autumn, winter. Well, it's either gonna be winter or Christmas. Last year I did Christmas sticker pack, so it's probably gonna be winter something this year. I like to switch in between winter and Christmas every other year, so this year it will have to be Christmas. Not Christmas, winter. So let's see if I have time to do sea creature stuff. This is the new print, the Moat Cat in the Star Witch. And the original file was 8.5 by 11. So when you shrink it down to 5 by 7, which is this size right here, it doesn't fit in it really well. So my two things I could have done was just leave it like this, where the top and the bottom are actually wider than the sides. Or I was going to cut it out. This is the same size as the photo here, but then that would mean if you frame this, it's not going to fit inside a frame really well. So I got a suggestion to put like maybe a darker color on the background instead of white, because usually if you get it manufactured they would just leave it white. But I decided to use a darker color than the darkest color on my art print, and I think it looks okay. I'm not mad about it. Usually what I would do is I would stretch the art print out and then the sides here would get cut off, but when I tried that, it cut off some of this. Of course it's gonna have to cut off some of the sides, and I didn't think it looked as magical anymore. With some of the missing pieces from the side, so I opted for this, and I think it looks fine. I'm not mad about it. a lot of people have said like even when there's a border, they're still able to sell their stuff, their prints fine. And I've also had other people say like you don't want to leave a border and stuff, but I guess it's just ultimately as the artist your preference if you want to have that border or not. Usually I don't like having the borders, but for this print it looked fine to me. So it's like, if I wanted it borderless, it's like I would lose a little bit of magic that I felt the art print had. I'd rather keep that magic. So this is one of the cases where I have a print that has borders. I also have something called a mini cinch, and that is used to make notebooks. And I haven't really messed with it too much because I've been thinking about making notebooks, but I wanted to make smaller size notebooks, not like a full paper size notebook. But it's so hard to do when you don't have a heavy duty paper cutter, because then you have to cut your sheets and everything. And it just doesn't look good when all the paper is all kind of a little bit slanted and everything. So I tried to do that before, but it was kind of difficult. So I'm thinking about just going to full size notebooks, because that way at least I don't have to cut the paper down. And then I'm thinking about putting this print, which I have an 8.5 by 7. So this is the 8.5 by 7. I think it will look really cute in front of a notebook. And I also have the other print as an 8.5 by 11, which is this one. I think also looks really cute as a full sheet print. It makes me really happy to see my prints like this big. Like I would love to do bigger prints one day, but even at this size is a size that I usually don't make my art prints at. Usually I just size my prints down to whatever size they're gonna be. So for Patreon they were always 5 by 7 or 4 by 6. I'm glad I'm working on making bigger art prints. Eventually I would love to move up to making 11 by 17 or 16, and then that'll be fun. But then again, it's all test stuff, so if there's interest I will consider it. Otherwise I don't really see the point if people aren't really interested in their prints. That's why I'm a little nervous for the next shop update, because so far it's going to be 5 prints, 5 different art prints, the Jackie sticker sheet that I worked in one of the studio vlogs, the Magic of Frogo bookmark, most likely the Jackie letter paper from last month's Patreon Pendle Club getting rewards, and maybe a tote bag, because I did try I tried the printable heat transfer vinyl yesterday, and I actually really like it. So I will have to figure out a design, but I'm not exactly sure if the tote bags will make it to the next shop update. It might have to be for the seasonal shop update. At least for autumn, I already have a sketch ready for it, because I had a sketch that I was going to do for Patreon, but then it was always not chosen to be created as an art print. So we are going to use that for autumn this year, and I think it'll be really fun. It has Berwyn on it, You know who Berwin is? Berwin is my ghost original character that I only bring out around that time. I have my other characters on it too, and I think it'd be a fun little print slash possibly sticker sheet as well. And then for winter, I'm not exactly even sure yet. I haven't thought that far. I already have to start thinking about it. That's what happens when you're a slow artist. You have to start things way in advance. But yeah, last week I took the whole week off. I didn't film anything, and that's why I put out the shipping video instead, to finish this artwork. And if I didn't do that, it would have taken me forever to finish this artwork. Let's see. Almost done with the prints. After this, we have the Ocean Friends print. And I'm gonna put my logo sticker on all of these. Then I'll make fixes to these later. And then we'll move on to sticky notes. And I'm not exactly sure how long I'll be streaming today, maybe until my husband gets home. Or if we finish it earlier than that, then maybe earlier. I don't think so, especially since we're going to be doing the sticky notes. I have to take all the sticky notes out of their bags because VGrace individually packages them, which I don't mind. It's just since I want to put my logo on them somewhere, my branding, I have to take them all off. So it'll probably take some time. Yeah, earlier when I was talking about wells, my husband and mother-in-law and us three, we have just for years have been talking about going to go see wells because they have these things that they do during the summer where you can go whale watching. And after all those years of talking about it, we're finally going to do it this year, and I'm super excited about it. I love whales. I feel like I'm gonna cry if I see a whale. And it'll also be like a little mini vacation because it's not really far from here, and we were just planning at first to go there and then just come back the same day, but we have decided to make it a little mini vacation. So we will be staying one extra day over there. So that's gonna be fun. I'm super excited about it. Okay. Then here is the redraw that I did. And unfortunately, there is no seahorse. The original did have a seahorse and it had a dolphin. I took them out and I just added these friends instead. I have a starfish, we have a jellyfish, a clownfish. Not exactly sure what these two fishes on the sides are, but when I just looked up a bunch of ocean fishes and just chose the ones that I thought would fit into the art print. I think the clownfish I drew the first time on the original print looks better, but it still looks okay. Make sure I'm cutting down closer here where this handle is. So I can actually hold it down. Otherwise, the print is going to be moving everywhere. What is this stuff? There's something that keeps coming off of this. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Not leaving any marks, so I guess it's fine, but it's a little annoying. After this, we have one last page to cut after this. Something I've been working on this week is, well, last year I tried to create a wholesale catalog and I had started it, I never finished it. And then recently there was a boutique / cafe that opened here, and there are Harry Potter license goodies there, and it's like magical themed and stuff. And they also had goodies from local small businesses and artisans, and they're not too far from where I live, so I wanted to reach out to them to see if they would like to carry any of my stuff in their boutique. But I figured I might as well try to get that wholesale catalog done in case they ask about it. But it's been like a whole journey. I'm still not confident that like what I have put together is exactly right. That's just how it is when you try something new. All these new terms and rules and everything that you have to learn. So that's what I worked on. I put most of my time in that this week. And I think I'm almost done with it, so I will probably reach out to them soonish, and we'll see. And if it doesn't work out, it'd be fine, because at least I will have a wholesale catalog that I can use to start sending emails to potential other businesses. Then again, I'm a little scared and worried about it, because even though I know French is not like the strongest French, so I'm afraid that my first impression won't be really good for local businesses around here, but you never know unless you try. So I'm gonna start trying that, and hopefully it goes well. This is our last sheet. I'm ready to cut it, and then it moves just the slightest bit. And the last one. I would definitely have to go back and cut some of these later, because there's like the slightest bit of white on some of these edges. But the thing is, at least they're cut now. Now I'm going to put these logo stickers on it. They're just printed on standard sticker paper. It's not vinyl, so it has some branding on it. I have to make sure that these are all the right way. So maybe I'll just do one design at a time. That way they're all the same way. That'll be smart. I'm trying my best to put these in the middle, but I can't promise it'll be in the middle. That's not bad, right? It doesn't look too bad. Cute. Hopefully I did enough of these, because I'm putting these on my sticky notes too. If both sides were printable, I would just print it on there, but the back isn't printable. It's kind of like it's smooth, so it doesn't hold ink well. But I have heard that the Epson does have folder paper that you can print on both sides. Okay, now we're doing the Star Witch and the Mooncat prints. I guess the Frogo prints could be in the same too, because they're all the same direction. Make sure they're all facing the right way. That's fine. Those are right. Okay, so those are the right direction. I guess I could also do the fairy tale art print. Why not? The fairy tale art print, I print one more than the other ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So they should all be the right side. not gonna have enough of these stickers for the sticky notes. So what happens when you don't count them? I was like, oh, I'm just gonna print 3 sheets and they're probably going to be fine. But then I have 26 art prints here and have 49 sticky notes, so it's not gonna be enough. But that's fine. We'll just do what we can. I think these are all the right way. Okay. Okay, so those are done. So I just have to go back and fix some of the edges and put the stickers on these 8.5 by 11s. There's only 3 of each for now, because I don't know if people really like to buy bigger prints. I don't buy big prints often. And when I buy big prints, it has to be something like that I really like. Or otherwise, I just usually buy smaller prints so I can put it on my print wall. I have a little print wall of artwork above here, so you've probably seen it if you watch the vlogs. Slowly filling it up. I'll eventually move to the side here, the wall on the side. Okay, and then these 3 right here. All the right way. That's the last of the prints. Awesome. Okay, move on to doing some sticky notes. So the print quality on these sticky notes look a lot better than what I got originally. I don't know if it'll show up on here, but I'll try. So I don't know. This one is the older one. This one's the older design. This is the newer design. I don't know if it shows up on the phone as well, but the colors here are dualer. The colors here are a lot more dual than here. They're a little brighter and they're closer to the colors that I wanted in the first place. And I know that they said that they had upgraded their printing quality. So the printing quality does look a lot better. And yeah, it's just, I've tested the new sticky notes on various things like my wall and things I would normally put them on. And for the most part, they work well. They are not Post-it note brand, so there's some parts that do lift up a little bit, but they're staying on a lot better than the other ones. So I'm a lot happier with that. And these are already up as B grades. All these are going to be B grades still. Start with these, and then we'll open more as we need them. But yeah, they're individually packed. So I have to unpack them. So put the brandy on there and then put them back in. Yeah, I am a lot more comfortable selling these. At least they work for the most part. Some of them a few have fell off my door, and when I put it back up, it stayed on pretty well, but it wasn't like the strongest adhesive. These work better on whiteboards, and I have one here. I don't know if you can see it that well, but this one is barely lifting off of the edge here, which is like really good compared to what I had before, because after a few hours with the first set I got, both sides would start like curving upwards and coming off. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Had to check on a message from my husband. He's getting an allergy test. Make sure he's okay. But it seems like so far it's going good. Happy about that. Should probably move this so you guys can actually see it. Like that. Oh, like I had opened this one and I was like, the color of this one looks like the old one. And I turned it around and said, oh, it is the old one. Because the old one already has the branding on it. Like this color, the colors don't match. It looks like the old one. So yeah, let's. So you can see it's a little hard to put it back in. Set this one aside because it already has the branding. Okay. These fit in there kind of snug. It's not, there's a little bit of wiggle room, but it's like a pretty tight fit. I'm having trouble. Oh, it's having trouble opening this one. So why can't I open it? It's because it's on the opposite side than what I was trying to open. These are like put in all different ways. Having a hard time with this. Okay, finally got those out. The stickers. We're doing this pretty fast. It's not even an hour and a half yet. 9 minutes till then, but a little faster than I thought. It's not too bad. I was gonna be amazed if we had exactly enough, but there's one more set of sticky notes than stickers. My last sheet of stickers. I'll have to cut some more later. It's 24. So I have 23 left. Now I have to put them all back in. So fun. Putting these back in wasn't as bad as that other one. That's kind of nice. Now I say that, it's gonna be, the next one's gonna be really hard to put in. Nope. Kind of like the size of these bags. They're not like, they're pretty nice size. I think this would be a nice size for enamel pins. Not like I'm not planning to make any more enamel pens at the moment. They're really expensive to get made. I was thinking of doing a Kickstarter, but I've never used it before. So, not exactly sure if I want to do that. This is going to be the one that's difficult to put in. I dropped one. Like the smallest thing preventing the other corner from going in. Okay, we finally did it. lot more difficult than it needs to be. There you go. Have this little set right here done. I guess I'll pull 23 out. And then this whole back here. I didn't like count to make sure I had all my sticky notes, but that's 23. 25, 26, 22. So they gave me 4 extras, which is pretty nice of them. So I am currently using one for myself. These ones I will have to put stickers on them later. I was gonna make 4 of these stickers, but I was like, no, I only need 3. I didn't count it. Should have made the 4th one. Because I also use this sticker to pack orders too when I get them. So we'll do these 23 here. And then afterwards, I think that'll be it for the live stream. So I guess maybe 15-20 minutes or so. That's not bad for a short live stream. Make sure these are all the right way. Okay, let's go. It just slipped off out of my hand. Hopefully this pile doesn't fall over. Let's do 2 piles. That would be a lot safer. I was thinking of redrawing my sticker logo here, but then I thought about like my banner that I have and everything. I have a little banner that I use when I've been in person, and that banner has this on it. So I don't know if I should just do it or not. I think this was like one of the first things I drew when I decided to change my branding colors and everything. My branding colors used to be navy blue, gold, and pink, which is like my little favorite color combination. But I didn't really use my branding that well. Like, honestly didn't know how to use my brand colors and everything well enough back then, but then I decided to change it to these colors right here, and I like it a lot. Honestly, never thought that I would be using like an orange and a purple, but I think it looks good. One of the first color palettes that I got attracted to when I was searching like brand colors, it's a fun color palette. These are sticking to me, the little sleeves. This one's not on there very well. That's a lot better. Ooh, did I tear it? Sometimes I pull them off so fast and like they're not entirely cut well. And there'd be like one corner that still kind of stuck to the paper that hasn't been cut. Sometimes I accidentally tear my hand or my little part here in the corner off. Fortunately that didn't happen. So now we're just going to bag these back up. Hopefully it won't take a zillion years just to bag these. Which it might. This one's being a little awkward. There you go. This one's kind of stuck, which is kind of weird. Okay. All this stickiness from the bags. Like the bags have, for some reason, with the bin on the bag on one of the corners, it's making it difficult to put the sticky note back in. There we go. I tore this one. No. I have the extra one from when I opened the other one that I'm currently using, so it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I say that, but then I'm missing like a sleeve. Oh, it's here. It was on top of my keyboard. I couldn't find it. Can't put it in. I'm struggling over here. Okay, finally did it. I was struggling with those. So we have most of these are ready to go. I just have a couple of these that I have to make more stickers for. I'll probably do this after the stream, but for the most part, these are done. Pretty productive live stream. Actually, let me go ahead and put them with my other sticky notes. Other sticky notes are currently in here, so I might as well put them in here. The right side is the old ones, the first set that I got. And then the left side could be these ones. Just have to make sure if any of these sell in the Etsy shop that I grab the correct one. The older ones that I got, I'm going to start sending them out for free in Etsy orders. And then for the ones that I just received, those will be the ones I'll be selling as VGrace, because I'm more comfortable selling these remakes I got as VGrace. They're a little bit of a better quality than the ones I got last time. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this live stream. It was almost 2 hours, pretty productive. After this, I'm just gonna film more stuff for the studio vlog. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, or if you watch this after the live stream, and I'll see you guys next time, sometime probably later in the month, depending on what I'm doing, if I have something that's live stream worthy. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.